Hi everyone, today I'll be interviewing Dr. Navaz Habib. Dr. Navaz Habib is an experienced chiropractor and functional medicine practitioner. Dr. Habib was first introduced to functional medicine during a chance encounter with Dr. Satya Patel when he was significantly overweight and dealing with various health conditions and diagnoses related to obesity. He has since transformed his health and his life and is driven to help his patients overcome their own health conditions using the transformative power of functional medicine. Dr. Habib believes his personal experiences dealing with his own poor health and making small, sustainable changes will aid him as a practitioner in creating a lasting partnership with his patients because he recognizes the physical, financial, and emotional burdens which result from these conditions. It is through these experiences that Dr. Habib can empathize with, but also empower his patients to make small but sustainable lifestyle changes to positively benefit their lives. Dr. Habib believes that identifying the underlying causes of poor health is the key to providing a personalized plan that empowers patients to take an active role in their health and vitality. Dr. Habib, thanks for joining me today for a webinar. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule.
Thanks, George. I appreciate everything you've done for me so far, and I'm happy to be here.
Oh, thank you. And a note to our listeners and viewers, if you haven't had a chance to read Dr. Habib's chapter titled Small Changes Equal Lasting Results, it's definitely worth the read. He covers great info from his own life that can help you turn your life around. Navaz, I see that you put together an incredible PowerPoint presentation on the 4 C's of change. I'll let you take it from here.
Sounds good. Thanks, George. Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to give you a little background on myself and where I've come from and what I've gone through in my life. And so when I was in university, I was significantly overweight. I was not healthy at all. I was dealing with a lot of health conditions in my 20s, in my early teens or late teens and in my 20s. And I was dealing with high blood pressure. I was dealing with borderline diabetes with high blood sugars. I had sleep apnea. I was just incredibly unhealthy at the time. And it took me a little while to figure out that I needed to make a change. And I still remember the day that I stepped onto the scale and it said 250 pounds. And I said, this is absolutely insane. I'm absolutely killing myself. And I can't be this person anymore. I need to be better than this. And that's when I made the decision that I was going to change. I had committed to making that change. And I needed a reason, something to keep me driven. And I found that I decided that I never wanted to be the father. I don't have kids yet, but I never wanted to be the father that came home and sat on the couch and told his kids to go play and wasn't able to help with his homework or help with playing with them, throwing the ball around, just being a good, active father. And I decided that that was not the person I was going to be. I wanted to be the person that could come home and enjoy time with my family, with my kids. And I don't yet have kids, but when I do, I know now that I'm going to be able to do those things. I'm not going to come home, plop on the couch and not be willing to take that on. And so through my changes, I've lost a total of 75 pounds. I've started becoming very active. I work out about 4 times a week now, various different things. And I find that variety is a spice of life. You have to find something that works best for you. And you need to change it up because doing the same thing over and over might just become a little bit boring. There is consistency that's required, but there's variety in consistency. Okay? Consistent activity. And so I'll go through the 4 C's of change that I realized made a really, really big difference for me.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So let's go through the 4 C's of change. I found that the 4 C's are commitment, collaboration, connect the dots, and consistency. So let's go through each one on their own. So the first one is commitment. So the first thing you have to do is commit your focus and attention to making a change. This is what I went through when I decided that I'm going to put the time and the effort into fixing my health and becoming healthier overall. You have to focus on it. What you focus on becomes bigger and grows. And if you don't focus on it, it's not going to happen. We've always heard people saying, oh, I need to get healthy. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to eat better. I need to work out more. At the end of the day, if they're not doing it, they're not committed and they're not focused. So you need to commit to working towards that goal and then make it a daily practice. Even if you're not actively working out on a daily basis, like I said, I work out 4 days a week. I know that if I'm not working out today, tomorrow I'm definitely going to be working out. It's a mental commitment that I've made every day to do something, to make myself move, to make myself eat healthy, to make sure that I know what I'm doing to myself. And it's a commitment to yourself. It's not a commitment to anybody else. Yes, my goal was to be a father that is able to run after his kids, but it was for me to be able to run after my kids. It's not for my wife. It's not for my future children. It's not for anything like that. It's for me. And I've shared this commitment with my wife and with a lot of my friends. And now I share this with many of my patients. The reason sharing makes it so much more effective is that when you keep it inside yourself, you are accountable only to yourself. However, when you share this with somebody else outside, you share it with a loved one, somebody who is able to keep you consistent and keep you committed, then the consistency becomes something that is just on its own. You don't have to actively try that. It just becomes something great. So when you share that with somebody that you trust, somebody that you love, it'll make it so much easier to happen.
That's very powerful information so far. What if I can just jump in and just add a little bit more to what you're saying?
Absolutely, George.
Yeah. So I love the fact that you talk about commitment, and this is something I picked up from a gentleman by the name of John Assaraf, and he's just a very powerful individual as far as the personal growth and self-development field. And a question that he asked people is, are you interested or are you committed? And he's just talking about the difference between the two. Interested is like, okay, well, it kind of wanes. You have your good days, your bad days. But when you're committed, and I like what you're saying, it's like, even if it's a small amount on a daily basis, like, it could be 10 minutes every day, you're better off with that 10 minutes every day for the rest of your life rather than going months at a time without doing anything than become one of those weekend athletes where you overdo it and you end up injuring yourself.
Absolutely.
As far as the accountability side of it, I'm kind of putting you on the spot because now you're going to be accountable to the people that are actually get their hands on our package over here. So it's not just you being accountable to your wife and close friends. It's like you're getting it out there to the world. So when patients come in, they say, well, doc, how's your program come along?
Absolutely.
So extra reinforcement.
Definitely. Commitment is the key to unlocking the possibilities. If you're not committed, you're not going to be able to make a change. Like you said, interested versus committed, that is the greatest challenge that we have. Is if you're going to commit to something, you're going to make it happen. But if you're interested, it's not always going to become something that you can do.
Definitely. Yeah, loving this so far. It's great.
Yeah, perfect. So we'll move on to the second C, and that is collaboration. So we all know that we need help to make things happen. And collaboration is a great tool that we have, that we are able to go out and seek knowledge and seek resources that have already completed the goal that we're looking for, as well as potentially the abundance of information that we have at our fingertips now, living in the age that we do. Everything is available to us. So the first step in collaboration is seeking resources that will help reach your goals. Okay. We have so many people around us that love us, that want us to do better, to achieve our goals. So speaking to people that have achieved these goals, speaking to people that have lost weight, speaking to people that have created healthy lifestyles, and somebody that you almost have put on a pedestal for saying this person was able to do that, you can become that person. You can take on those habits. So speaking with others who've achieved that goal is probably one of the best things that you can do, because you're able to gather the information that they have already gathered in creating that healthy habit. And the next option you have is to gather all the information on how to achieve that goal. We have countless books, articles, videos, podcasts, audiobooks. The internet is a vast expanse of information, and we have all of it literally at our fingertips now. If you're able to watch this webinar, you're able to go and find the best diet that you can go on, the best foods that you can eat, the least unhealthy things that you can do, the best exercises that are available to you, something that's available and easy to make it something that you can commit to for the rest of your life or for a period of time. So we have all of this information. You just need to put it all together and collaborate. We're not always able to do this on our own. So reaching out and speaking to others that have done it is a great way to make that happen. So we'll move on to the next one. Once you've put all together all that research, the next step is to connect the dots. So I like to say connect the dots, but the intention is to create a plan. You want to put together the steps that are required in order to reach your goal. You need to write down what is step 1, because you can't get to step 3 before you complete step 1 and step 2. So you have to write down what the steps are that are required. And then you connect each step as you climb. And yes, we're not always going to have it run perfectly. It's not going to be like when you get to step 1, you know the route to step 2. You have to kind of reignite that passion every time you push and go up the next step. So connect to the information each time you take that step. And that's why it's really nice to have a loved one that's accountable to you and that you are accountable to, because they can keep you consistent and say, you've come so far, you've already taken 3 or 4 steps toward this, and it only takes you 10 steps to get there. You're already 30-40% of the way there. So having that accountability is something to help you push. Having that accountability also, I was lucky that when I was changing my diet, when I was becoming healthier overall, I had my wife around. And not only did I lose 75 pounds, she lost about 25 pounds while we were doing this as well.
That's great.
So having that accountability partner allows you to, as you have little fallbacks, you can jump back up and get back on the bandwagon. And the key to this is you can only get upstairs by climbing 1 step at a time. You cannot jump 3 or 4 steps and expect to reach the best results. You're risking a lot by jumping multiple steps and not achieving what you want to achieve. All right. The next